What's going on, guys? It's your girl Jaya, the CEO and founder of Jaya Locks LLC and the creator/host of the new podcast Booth Rent Due, a platform created to give a safe space for both beauty professionals and entrepreneurs all around. This episode is our premiere episode and it's something you want to stay tuned for. Today we are going to be talking about grieving while grinding. Yes, we're coming in hot with this one. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys. It's your girl Jaya, and again, this is the new podcast Booth Rent Due. Today we are going to be talking about grieving while grinding. Yes, y'all, something that we don't often speak on as entrepreneurs. Why? Because we feel like we have to keep going. So I'm going to get a little personal with my story, introducing why I want to talk about this. So as of today, it is April the 8th, 2025. January of this year, I lost my father to cancer. And it was something that was very, very, I would definitely say traumatic. I think for anybody, it's safe to say it's hard to process the loss of a parent. It's hard to process the loss of a life. But in this case, this happened while I'm in the middle of building my business, guys. I've been doing hair for some years, but in 2023, I quit my last job and I decided to bet on myself when it comes to my entrepreneurial pursuits. As a result, I have gone hammer time on making this business be exactly what God said it was going to be. Little did I know, though, that in 2025, the year that I said would be my year, the beginning of it, I would lose a parent. And oftentimes we think, well, how do I process grieving while still having to work, while still having to service clients, especially those of us who are in service-based industries? Well, I will definitely tell you it was not easy. It's still not easy. And some of the things that I'll hit on today are points of when to take time to grieve, how to balance your grief while building your businesses, while hustling, while going to work, whatever it is that you do, and maintaining a healthy mental well-being. Let's get into it. Now, first and foremost, when we think about grinding, we think about the nonstop pace of building our vision into manifestation, bringing it into fruition. We oftentimes put our own emotions to the side. Sometimes we might even put the emotions of others who aren't contributing to our goals to the side. Now, on hindsight, we know that that's a positive thing because we're focused. But when we bring things closer in, we realize that sometimes we end up overcompensating our emotions for the progressions of our business. And what ends up happening is we find ourselves behind in our emotional state, sometimes even our mental state. Some things that can come from that are burnout, which I'm sure a lot of us know about some burnout. It is no joke. But the thing about grieving and grinding is sometimes we feel like if we take a break to process the loss, to process whatever it is that has us in this state of grief, we oftentimes fear the FOMO mindset, which is the fear of missing out. We feel like if we take time to grieve or process this loss, then it might result in us missing out on opportunities. And I'm here to tell you guys on a spiritual level, what is for you is for you. What God has for you is for you. There's absolutely nothing that can stop what God has for you. So in that, we have to realize that time is okay. Complacency is not. But taking time to really process your emotions actually will benefit us in the long run. Me personally, this past January, simultaneously going through the processing of losing my father was probably one of the slowest seasons I've encountered while being in business. Talk about it. So I'm going through all of these things. I'm processing grief. Not to mention I was going through some personal health issues, had to have emergency surgery 2 weeks after the passing of my father. Y'all, when I tell you your girl was going through it, she was going through it. But I had to realize later that by me not taking the time to heal, by me not taking the time to process what I was feeling, I wasn't able to show up for my business in the way that I wanted to. It doesn't mean that I wasn't able to complete clients. It doesn't mean that I wasn't able to show up in my services, but there was a deficit there in my mental health. There was a deficit there in my energy, in my momentum, because I'm trying to let's say, juggle the fact that, dang, I just lost my father, but dang, I still got to keep making money. Dang, I still got to pay these bills, right? And so I'm sure some of you out there can relate to how hard it could be, to how isolating it can feel to have to put on a mask, put up a face to keep going. It's not easy. Some might call you strong. Others might say you're out of your mind for not taking that break. And quite frankly, I've been called both. But after kind of allowing some time to pass and acknowledging the things that have occurred this year, while this is intended to be the best year, one of the best years of my business, I realized on the flip side of things, number one, I have a testimony. There is no testimony without a test. And that is a fact, y'all. There is no testimony without a test. So instead of me carrying the weight of my grief in a way of which I'm trying to figure out, how do I keep going with the same enthusiasm that I initially had prior to this loss? Well, I flipped that half glass empty into a half glass full. I got something to push me. I have a guardian angel putting me in position. God is literally refining me. He has thrown me into the furnace, not for me to perish, not for me to suffer, but to refine me so that I might come out more polished, that I come out shining brighter. And those are things that I think we sometimes forget when we go through things while trying to build, that it's not going to always be sweet. No, we may not always show our struggles. We may not show our hard times. We may not show our slow days or our slow seasons or even talk about it. But the reality of the matter is those things are actually the exact things that build our character. And I think it's really important when we're pursuing entrepreneurship that we have a strong character, that we have real integrity, and that we have a real story behind what we do. All right, real quick, guys, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor. Today's sponsor, we have Manifest the Market, brought to you by Selvin Hicks. If you guys are looking for someone to help you leverage your business through ads, are you trying to scale your business into the six figures? You guys need to look into Manifest the Market. This is a platform where he helps you, he teaches you how to use Facebook, Instagram ads to leverage your business at a low budget. Trust me, guys, I personally used his services and it has absolutely helped me make more sales and more bookings in my business. You can find his link in the bio and description below. Make sure you guys tap in with him. You can find him also on Instagram at Manifest the Market. It's spelled very much like how it sounds. Manifest the Market. And make sure to tell him Jaya sent you. Let's get back to the episode. People in business know in terms of marketing, branding. In reality, yeah, our services might be good. The place we work in might be nice, but oftentimes people don't necessarily always buy into what we do. They buy into who we are. And so going through things like grief and allowing ourselves to process it in a more healthy way actually adds to our story. It is something that can be inspiring to other people if we let it. But in order for that to happen, we have to embrace the moments. We have to embrace the sad days. We have to embrace the good days. We have to embrace all of it. And so that we have a story to tell. When we're working in service providing industries, people trust us. People trust us with our hands, our skills, and they want to be able to have a relatable point with us. Most times people who seek hair services, beauty services, they've got either stress they're dealing with things at home, things in their relationship. Trust me, y'all, I got stories, but it's a safe space here, so I'm not going to tell y'all what it is. But the point that I'm making is when we're able to meet our clients and our customers from a place of understanding and relatability, it allows us to build better morale within our businesses. And believe it or not, some of that can come from our grief. Some of that can come from the things that we have gone through. Again, it's all about what we do with it. God calls us to testify. God calls us to talk about the things that he's bringing us through or has brought us out of. I love the saying that I'm going through it, but I'll get through it. Something like that, y'all. Y'all in the comments, put the quote. Y'all know what I'm trying to say though, but we're going to get through it. And this is not something to discourage us from pursuing the things God has called us to do. Now, of course, the enemy is going to want that. The enemy is going to try to use our grief as a distraction. It's our responsibility to know who we are, whose we are, and to understand the plans and the wills of God that he has over our lives. That he says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. When I tell you guys, I never understood that scripture until now. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I am a witness to that. Yes, I still have my days where I grieve. Yes, I still have my days where I'm like, dang, I miss my daddy. I wish I could tell my daddy this right now. But at the same time, I also remember the good side of things with this is that in the next life, there's no pain, there's no suffering. And I have an eternal guardian angel that is guiding me and watching over me and protecting me and advocating on my behalf in the heavens. And so that is something to rejoice in, to kind of offset the realities in this carnal state that, dang, I won't see this person no time soon in his lifetime, God willing. So guys, this is a short episode, but I wanted to really touch on grieving while grinding. This might be a series where I start bringing in other guests to expound on this topic, so that you can get more of a panoramic view of others who have gone through this, who are also professionals in the beauty industry or overall entrepreneurs. All right, guys. Well, that concludes the premiere of Booth Rent Due. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're someone that is an entrepreneur or even an inspiring entrepreneur and you feel like you can relate to this video, let's talk about it in the comments. I want to converse with you guys. Grieving while grinding. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a comment in the comment section saying grieving while grinding. Make sure you guys thumbs up this video. It helps with visibility on the page. I'm here to spread word, spread love, spread enlightenment, and to build a safe community around the beauty professionals and entrepreneur space. Until next time, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at JayaLocks. My personal Instagram is JetSetterJaya and Booth Rent Due. Also, if you feel like you have a story to tell that makes sense to this platform, make sure to shoot me an email at jayalocksllc@gmail.com. It's right here below. Again, jayalocksllc@gmail.com. I'm looking forward to hearing you guys' stories. Until next time, later.